Well, we've been dealing with strong and severe storms firing up across sections of the Northeast. They're in the Keystone State of Pennsylvania. Tornado warnings have fired up there as well. We're looking in on Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, where you can clearly see the sort of grayish dark skies with some of that rain shower and thunderstorm activity has been pushing its way on through. So, yeah, just over the last half an hour to an hour or so, these storms have really flared up. There's what it looks like right now on the radar picture. And there it is, southeastern Pennsylvania. That's where we're seeing the bulk of the storms right now. Another storm that's popped up there just around Atlantic City as well. But let's get into our tornado warning storm that continues to track on off towards the north and the east. This is for parts of Berks and Chester counties. Again, this is in the state of Pennsylvania here for us until 11:45. Doppler radar indicated rotation with this storm as it's moving in that direction. So a big heads up if you are in some of these areas, including around Honeybrook, Wallace, West Colne as well. You want to make sure you're getting into your safe zone. Basement if you have it, if not, lowest floor of a sturdy structure and away from the windows. That's the whole key here, is putting as much between you and the outside of the storm as possible. Closet, bathroom, good places to be. Timing this out, showing you where the worst of the storm may be heading here in time. You got West Vincent at about 11:39 there for you, so in the next 20 minutes or so there. Pottstown, you are not in the tornado warning right now, but you are under a severe thunderstorm warning. So this storm is headed in your direction and potentially could be talking about the area of rotation headed in your direction at around 11:47. At the very least, watch for some very strong winds because you are under a severe thunderstorm warning. So that's another risk that we face from this storm, is some of those strong winds that could be in excess of 60 miles per hour. Then we track into New Jersey. There's Atlantic City, and just to your south, look at that storm. We're just kind of hugging right along the coast until 11:45. Atlantic and Cape May counties dealing with that severe warning here for you. Atlantic City, Ocean City, Pleasantville, all in that as well. At one lone storm that has fired up and right now. Now, we could be looking at more because look at this whole watch zone that goes until 6 o'clock. So through the afternoon into the early evening, eastern Maryland, most of Delaware, sliding up through Jersey as well, just south of New York City, severe thunderstorm watch. So storms capable of producing those damaging winds and a bit of hail. Those would be the main risks that we do face. But as we've seen, an isolated tornado and a warning may fire up as well as we head on through the next several hours. All right, stormy times here, and that's been the case for a lot of this mid part of this month of June. But guys, it's been in a zone that you don't tend to look for it.
Yeah, so we want to actually tackle that here. It's been a stormy June, maybe not unexpectedly to get storms in June, but where is something perhaps you're wondering about. So it's been above average this week especially, but going back the whole month, we've had storms every single day.
And this calendar, if we were to show it to you and not say where the storms were, you might think, well, that's, we can see this in lots of Junes, but it's where the storms have been that is such a shocker.
Exactly. So where would we expect them in the month of June? This is the average severe risk in mid-June. You would expect in Kansas, maybe Nebraska, perhaps down into the plains, to the north and the Midwest, but not necessarily often in the south for the big storms.
That's right, and that's the severe weather. And then break it out into hail, same thing, right? The greatest risk for hail is in the high plains and parts of the northern central U.S., not along the Gulf Coast or in the deep south.
And that's because usually by this point in the season, the jet stream is more active farther north. Looking back here to 2003, so over the last 20 years or so, where we've seen tornado watches, they've mainly been up there. Not to say they haven't happened to the south, but mainly.
Yeah, we've seen a very different scenario over the last few days. This is the last couple of days showing you all the severe weather reports right in the area where maybe it's not so common this time of year.
Exactly. So what's going on? Well, we've got a pretty busy subtropical branch of the jet stream here overriding that ridge over Mexico, which we talked about yesterday. But we also have, in general, another dip in the jet, a blocking high and a dip in the jet stream that's steering all the storms just like this over the southeast.
So a lot of times when storms have formed here over the last few days, they've gone in that direction to the southeast, along with them carrying that strong wind threat. So we've seen a lot of the severe weather in that kind of trajectory. Today is another example of it.
We will see it again here. We'll have that risk of storms going through the southeast here, moving in that northwest to southeast direction. But back to the high plains, get ready. We'll get back into some of those storms. And over the weekend, we're going to keep it out in the zone up here as well. Alex?